Team, please. Team, please.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm sure Lillian will talk about it.
Thank you so much for being here. It is true. I'm listening with my heart open and my mind open, and I can see and feel that today this is a very important gathering because what we're doing is re-energizing ourselves. What we're doing is really getting stronger in our minds and in our spirit and in our hearts so that we can finish strong, so that we can be kissed by victory.
Yes.
It was very interesting because I have talked with hundreds and hundreds of people. I have knocked on doors. I have networked, and it's still, right? My schedule is very tight. In fact, that's why I have to leave, or no, like, not, I have to leave before this event is over even. I have another appointment. And I don't know if you know Mr. Hugh Downs.
Yes.
I'm having lunch with him today.
Oh.
And then we have another fundraiser this evening, right? And it's been this journey of really meeting people that have such a desire to have a servant meet them. Because so often what happens with politics, a lot of people who are in the know about politics can say, politics has become this business of entitlement, this business of arrogance, rather than what it was originally intended to be, which was truly, how may I serve you? You are the boss, right? Government works that way. It was intended to work that way, that the people are the boss. And then the people select who they want at the table representing them, because that person is attentive, kind, generous with their time, with their resources. But it hasn't worked that way for a while. So I come from a family of immigrants. Both of my parents are from Mexico. My mom is from Mexicali, and my dad from Michoacan. And when they immigrated to the United States, they were very hardworking, and they, wanted to do what was best for themselves, for their family.
I have a study that I told you I have this vast collection of stuff, and I'll send that to you. But the children of immigrants do better than the children of rich people. And it's interesting, and that offsets a lot of the stuff that you see the Tea Party people.
So
And it
I'll
just
tell
popped
you-
into my mind. It's such a
Yes.
wonderful.
Thank you. And I'll tell you, I am the eldest of four, and I was the first person in my family to go to middle school,
Wow.
to go to high school. Then I graduated from college, earned my master's degree in public health, and also my law degree. And so when people look at me, they say, how could you have done all of that with parents that didn't have the ability to really support you? But they are wrong, because there are different kinds of support.
Wow.
Right? Financial support is only, an inkling, right, of the discussion.
And it comes with an entitlement.
And what my parents have taught me is that there is no substitute for hard work. There is no substitute for passion. There is no substitute for feeling a connection to your community. And so what has been going on in my life, and now that I am a wife and a parent, I'm translating my values right into my family, that we all are here on earth for a purpose. And I get to say these words to you, which I usually don't get to say this out loud very much. Although yesterday I did say, I was at another fundraiser, and I said, my campaign, my entire life really, I am the product of a lot of love. That's why I have the energy to do this. That's why I've had the energy to give my best. But also my campaign is the illustration of a complete grassroots effort where people give up their time and their energy and their efforts and their money and their time without even asking how or why. In fact, they just say, what else can I do for you? And that generosity comes because they really see that I'm not in this for my own benefit. I'm already somebody. That's what I tell
Yes.
people. When I graduated high school, I was somebody. And so I'm not in this to have an additional title. I'm in this to be a voice of service at the table. So the Board of Supervisors is something that's usually not well understood by people. We have our city government, then we have our county government, then we have our state government, and then we have our federal government. Most of the time people know about their city government or they know about their state government, but they skip the county. And the county is very powerful. We live in the 4th largest county in the nation. And it's controlled by 5 people. Our money, when we are taxed, it is 5 people at a table, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 people that have the say over almost 4 million people that live in Maricopa County. So that tells you how much power these 5
And
people
including things
have.
like, can the sheriff buy a bus? I mean, it goes into what that department can spend for
Right.
trips to Honduras, hopefully.
Wow.
And so I hope that you can see Ron is helping me a lot with his comments because he has lived it, seen it. But the reality is that we together are the experts. And that is why I welcome feedback. I welcome your hunger for information. I welcome your thoughts and opinions and suggestions. Because as a servant, right, I don't get to sit on a throne. As a servant, I get to be proactive about listening, about showing up, about caring. That's the role of a servant. And it so happens that I've been a servant all my life. Whether it was because I was the eldest of 4 and I got to help my parents with my little brothers and my sister. And also growing up, I was tutoring and mentoring people, counseling people. I was constantly the person that cared. And that is a gift.
It is.
That truly is a gift that I've been nourishing, but I can't tell you when it started. Because I remember being in the 5th grade and getting an award for being the most compassionate.
Wow.
I didn't even know what the word meant. But there I was getting this award because I cared about the other kids. And so as I've grown up, I've surrendered to my calling. And my calling is to be here in front of you, completely grateful, completely present. And it really is, this opportunity to be here in front of you is a privilege. And this journey of being a candidate has been probably the most spiritual thing I've ever done, because to be present spiritually, mentally, emotionally, not just physically, takes a lot of work. And sometimes I get tired, but then people like yourselves show up for me. If you're willing to show up, you better believe I'm going to be right here. Do you have any questions?
I have 2 questions actually. First one, how will you make this happen? So how many votes do you need? Where to go to vote? That's the one thing. And the second one, what else can we do from now?
Thank you. For your first question, the election it starts happening in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, people start getting their ballots in the mail. And our district, you get to vote for me if you live within Thomas to Anthem, Scottsdale Road to 43rd Avenue. That's the chunk
Just
of
inside.
territory, right? Just those boundaries.
Yeah.
It's humongous. If you live within that territory, I'm going to be on your ballot. So you get to vote for me either as early as October 11th or on the day November 6th is when the polls open. But throughout, you can go to early voting at the Maricopa County Elections Office, or also get your ballot in the mail and turn it in. The second question that you have about what else can you do for me, I will ask this group sincerely to please keep us in your prayers.
Okay.
That is huge. We have come a long way. Our goal was to raise $100,000. Right? It's a lot of money. Most of us, I don't know how many of us have made that kind of money. I haven't ever, but yet I had to raise it to run this campaign. we have raised $90,000.
Wow.
And we're kicking, right? We're gonna get to our goal. Because in order to win this race, we have to reach out to voters. So, in order to reach out to voters, we're knocking on doors, we're also sending them mail, and we're gonna get on TV. Because we're not taking anything for granted. And so in order to do that, we have to raise $10,000 more dollars. And I tell you, none of our donors are mega donors. It is thousands and thousands of people that have given $25, that have given $50. That is how we have been able to accumulate this strength to fight. Because our opponent is someone that has been there 15 years. And it's interesting because even though you would think after being there 15 years that he would have so much more power, right? So many more donors. Nope. We've actually outraised him 2 times.
Wow.
And when we sit next, when we answer the questions and they ask me, describe your district. I go into Thomas to Anthem, Scottsdale Road to 43rd Avenue, very different in that the West Side avenues to North Phoenix, to Anthem and New River, to Scottsdale, and I can describe story after story of talking with people. Then they asked him, and he says what she said. After 15 years, he has nothing to add. And then when we're asked, why are you running? I speak from the heart like I'm telling you. But then they ask him. He says, I've been there 15 years. I want another term. It is 4 years, the terms. It's not a short period of time. And so I'm here to tell you that what you can do for me is prayers, reaching out to voters, people that you know, whether it's social media or through emails, writing letters to the editor, also giving a little bit of your hard-earned money so that we can get on TV. That is our ultimate goal. And then last but not least, voting for us. Yes, sir.
I have probably 2,000 pretty loyal followers on Facebook. They're all over the world, but there's probably
Move them
500
to
or
our
600 in
campaign, yes,
Maricopa
move them to our
County, so I will put
website.
a funding request. But the one thing you haven't mentioned that I think we need to cover is, one of the things that I want to do is provide rights to voters and I'm trying to get a network of people that if you can't get down to vote, we'll take you. We'll get in our car, we'll find someone else, we'll help you with a bus fare, particularly on Indian reservations. And the Indians tend to not read stuff and so forth, but there's a large voting group out there that haven't been, so since I live just inside 67th Street, just inside Scottsdale Road, so maybe we'll focus on a little bit more on the west, but west of Scottsdale Road. But we have to be thinking about what we can do to say we'll help you get to the polls. And if you haven't been reading the papers like I read 100 pages every day, talk to me about it. And I think we can all do that.
Yes.
You know what? I really believe Ron is a very, very important addition to Latinos Creciendo Professional Networking Group. I have a clear idea about you, and I know it's wonderful to have you here, okay? So remember, when I just met him, I looked at him and I said, you are my godfather here. That's serious, Ron. That's serious. I am talking very serious about it. So here is the thing. You can count on Carla. Carla, allow me to speak on your name. You can count on Ron. You can count on Marky. You can count on this beautiful, amazing soul that is between us today, bringing this powerful energy. You can count on Tim. You can count on Mama. You can count on Patrice, and you can count on me. For me, each person is a world. Each
And
world.
most of the people we know are working today, so this may not be a large group, but I talk to 100 people a day.
You see, one person is great, it's a word, but you have here 2, 4, 6, 8 words. With you is 9. So I seriously believe, and this is my blessing for you today, because your intention comes deeply from your heart, and there is purpose on this. and you are allowing the universe or God or the providence to move you, everything is gonna happen in the perfect way because of your willingness to do and to be used. And because everything happened for a reason and we need you. We need you there. So the energy I am feeling in this very moment is impressive. This is the energy I am right now sending to you. And just thank you for existing for us. Your responsibility is huge. It's huge. Because you have some important things to continue to do. And that's what you have been doing for now, forever. So that's it. God
Yes,
bless you.
God bless you. Yes. That's right. That's right. Yes, Mike.
Well, and I'm going to say because she would not represent me. I'm in a whole different area, but the supervisor's position affects us all
Yes.
in every district. So, I mean, bottom line, when it comes down to it, and I would also suggest to everybody else, I mean, you know, if you blog at all, if you get out there and tweet at all, whatever you do, push her. Push electing her. I'm doing everything that I can on my
I
side
know.
without, and I think I even averred to that in my one letter, that no, I don't get to vote for her, but I encourage everybody who does
Okay.
That's
to
right.
vote.
Thank you.
I want to mention up an idea that, about safety. I'm kind of an expert in security, and as some people know, I shoot with former SEALs and special Delta Force 6 days a year to keep up my skills. But I tell people to go to the spy shop and get bear spray. And it comes in a big container about the size of an 18-ounce soda can, maybe a 12-ounce soda can, depending on which way. And it will shoot a big spray from here to that exit sign, and it will disable anything. And they don't say it's for people, but it works. Before my mother-in-law died, there was a murderer who lives in her neighborhood. I got her bear spray and I sprayed in her corner, and you couldn't go in that corner for 2 weeks. It's better than the CS tear gas, which you think you're going to die when you get that we have in the military. I carry 45, but I can back it up. I got threatened by a drug dealer 2 years ago, and I told him every Viet Cong I killed deserved a little more than him. He backed off. But you guys can't say that. And I, once upon in my life, I was a star wrestler. So you carry bear spray, and when you're out, you don't leave it in your car to explode. But you can walk anywhere. It's better. It's better. It'll stop anybody that doesn't have a pistol pointed at you. So that's something to think about when you want to get out and about. You don't know what's out there. There's a lot of weird people out there, particularly on meth or crack or something. So maybe that's an idea how to be safe.
We appreciate you offering that safety tip, because as you do canvass the neighborhoods, you never know. So it's good to have information like that, and being able, because like Ron said, I was in law enforcement too. It's like you have to women. Sometimes we don't think, about certain things when we're doing it. It's just becomes habit. But you really need to put in the safety habit of going and doing the things that you need to do. So, with what I like to do right now is because we're kind of short, running out of time here, and I know you have to leave, and we definitely want to take this opportunity to say we ask everyone to please, please, please support Lilia. She has taken time out of her day to come and share her story with us, which is a great story. Like we've all said, get out there and blog, even if you're not in her district and you can't physically vote for her. We can encourage our friends, because I'm sure we have friends in her district. So, you say, hey, vote for Lilia, And also blogging about it, putting it on your Facebook, your Twitter, Pinterest. There's a lot of social media out there that we can tap into. Tim has made it very easy for us to copy stuff from her site and, add it onto our sites, and that's really cool to be able to do that, because then you kind of know that we support you. Regardless to what party affiliation you have, it doesn't really matter. Like you said, your position affects everybody, as a whole. So, and it's a very important position. And I'm so glad I met you, and you explained to me what it was about, because again, I wasn't on the county level government.
Right.
More or less, I was, interested in the city government, the state, and the federal, not
Yeah.
really county. And Maricopa County is a very large county, so,
Yes.
so at this moment, I would like to say thank you all for coming. We're gonna take part in the lunch here that we have, and also, last but not least, we ask that you give a donation. Please reach in, as much as you can will help. You know what her goal is now, so if we can do whatever we can to help with that goal, we'd like to ask you to step in right now and do that. Tim is, we'll let him take care of that, and just, we appreciate you. We appreciate you very,
Give him
very
an
much.
envelope.
Everything counts.
Everything.
I don't like
Everything
it.
counts.
Absolutely.
Everything counts. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Lila. Oh my goodness, we are here when we can clap right. Right. My gosh. So